But
Hi,
we
everybody.
love them.
I know, right? She's like, oh, you're starting a meeting? I need to go outside. Um, Thank you so much for joining us today and pivoting to our virtual meeting. Yeah, right. Which I know makes things so much easier for you guys. We were double booked in the meeting room today, but just a reminder that moving forward, we're going to be doing hybrid meetings. I know since we cover such a large two-county area, it just is so difficult for some of you guys to get to San Marcos. So just a reminder that we will be doing hybrid moving forward from today, and something we're working on. So always looking for feedback on that. So just a reminder of who I am. My name is Nina Linda Ramos. I am the coordinator for this coalition, and I work for Community Action Inc. of Central Texas. And my colleague, Megan Campbell, is the home visiting director, and she is on here. You might see her waving. So we are the ones who are sort of doing all the coordination for this coalition, and through community action, always looking for more engagement from other agencies as well. So just to start off, it's just been a beautiful, beautiful weather outside, and really, really trying to enjoy it before, the Texas heat comes on. So just wondering what everyone has been doing to enjoy the spring weather. Hopefully you've been able to do something. So just to kind of get us started here, if you guys want to, put some stuff in the chat, or, just sort of what you've been doing now that the weather has been so lovely. Hopefully you've been able to get outside. I know that I've been, I'm a big, I walk my dogs all the time. So definitely am so happy that the daylight savings has come or ended or whatever, however that works, because it's later now. So it's not dark when I get off work to take her for a walk. So that's been awesome. Spring cleaning. Yeah, I was trying to do a lot of that too. I'm still working on that. That's the hard one. Got to get my family involved in that one. Yard work. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. I know, and I'm so happy that it's getting darker later. That's like really my only thing. I would like to just, I guess, keep daylight savings, I guess. Is that how it goes? I don't know. The whole thing confuses me. Gardening. Oh, Megan, yay. That's fantastic. She's like the plant queen. So hopefully everyone's been able to enjoy this weather, and as it gets hotter outside, we will all go back indoors. So today I wanted to get started with introducing you to Alma Science. She is the parenting, and I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. She is the parenting programs group specialist for a program run through the Methodist Healthcare Ministries, and she's got a really great program that she wants to share with you guys. So Alma, do you want to share your screen?
Sure.
Cool. Let me figure out how to do that.
I think I could do it on my end. I'll share and see if that host says host disabled participant screen sharing. So I think
Oh, is it okay? I just made you a co-host too, just in case, to make things easier.
So let me see if I can do it. Okay, there we go. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I'm really excited. I do work as a parenting specialist here in San Antonio with Methodist Healthcare Ministries. And within our group, this is our little team. We have two programs. One of them is the Parents as Teachers. And let me share my screen over here because I think it's not on. There you go. So we have our team, and Andrea Gonzalez is a supervisor, and I think we have like new staff in this department. So this team, the Parents as Teachers, they do like home visits. So they do one-on-one. It's from like birth to, I believe it's 5 or 3 years old. So it's more like a 2-year commitment program. And they come out to the home. They do a one-on-one with the parent. The child is there. The middle picture here is like they have their play and learns. And they do that, I think, at the end of the month, where all the families gather together. They'll do an activity. They get to meet other parents. And so it's more like getting together and utilizing that time as a family as well. Parents as teachers, we have a couple of programs. They do the diaper bank, and they do monthly distributions with the families. So we do partner with the Texas Diaper Bank here in San Antonio, and I believe you guys have that too in the San Marcos area. So this is our team. We're the P3 parenting program. There's 5 of us, and P3 stands for Peer Parenting Program. So what we do, and this is our supervisor, Christina, our parenting, we have a young mom's family, we have a growing's family, and then a special. So the young family is any parent that is like, I would say 24 and under, mostly like in the young, like teens, early 20s. Kayla does have a class at Southwest High School. That's kind of like south from here, like 1604 in that area on the south side of San Antonio. So she does go out to the school. Those moms, they're like just young teenagers, as young as like 16. They do have like a little daycare next door. They leave their babies there, and then they go next door and meet with Kayla, and she does the class. We also have the regular growing families, which is anybody 24, 25 and up. We do have some grandparents. Now you're kind of seeing that little trend where some of the grandparents are taking care of their grandchildren. I had one mom come in, it was a court order because she was going to take custody, and she's still with us. So I think she's been with the program, I want to say like maybe 5 or 6 years. We also do a meal during our class. So the class is 2 hours long. We do have a meal. We do provide childcare, and we do have hybrid. So we do have the in-person, and we do have virtual. So for the San Marcos area, that would be virtual. But if you have any families that you're working in the San Antonio area, this program would benefit you as well if you are in this area to be in person. Some of the projects that we do, the one on the left is a picture of our annual seminar. We do an annual seminar every September, and we invite all our families. We are located on the south side of San Antonio off of like I-35, and we have a big facility. So we have the Dixon Clinic, which is off of like South Cross and 37. We are close to I-35 South, the Wesley Health and Wellness Center, and we have this really large gym, and we hold a lot of our venues there, a lot of the things that we do here. So we do also have a graduation event. We celebrate our kiddos, because sometimes a lot of these families can't partake in some of those events, or, do like a big graduation party for their kids. We also have our annual field trip. And actually, we're getting ready for our annual field trip in a couple of weeks. So April 13th, we're taking all of our families, and that includes both programs to SeaWorld. We cover all the costs that are involved, and we also provide a meal. We also have back to school events. We provide a lot of resources during that time. There's like a lot of resources in town with a lot of back to school events. The families that are attending our program, we do several screenings. So we like to kind of see when they first come in. We do a parental stress scale. It's like 18 questions. And then at the end, we do it annually to kind of see where they're scoring. For last year, we did see a slight improvement. We did see that. So we're continuing to screen our parents. There's evidence-based that families that attend parenting classes lowers the risk of, child abuse. So it is a benefit. I've been with the agency for 10 years, and I do have families that have been with me that long. So a lot of the families have utilized the tools that we have given them in class. They'll say, I don't yell as much to my kids. I'm a much better communicator with my partner. I can talk to my kids a little bit better, a little bit more open about certain topics, especially during those adolescent years that can be really, really difficult. We do a prepare assessment. The RAD and the PHQ-9, the RAD is for relationship assessment tool. When we're screening with the prepare. The prepare is a questionnaire that is utilized nationally, and it asks questions based on the social determinants of health, depending if there's need for food. There's a question, are you afraid of your partner? How stressed are you? If they answer high to that question, then we pull out the relationship assessment tool. If they do say, yes, I am afraid of my partner, so we'll do an additional screening there. The PHQ-9 will screen for like depression, or if they're having any suicidal thoughts. And we do make the assessment there, and then we call the crisis hotline, the center here in San Antonio. The hearing and vision screenings are done by the other program, the PAP program. We also have collaborations where we do get together with Wesley nurses. And I know that in San Antonio, I don't know if you've worked with Amy. She's at the United Methodist Church there in San Marcos. So she's housed there. And a lot of our Wesley nurses are also there for the community as a resource. So they do provide some resource. I know they have like some classes. I think the Little Lamb. I know that they also work together with the Texas Diaper Bank. So that's another resource there in your community. And I know that she's housed there. It's the church right like about a block off from Texas State University. So we also partner with Family Services, and they're the ones that provide our childcare. We also get a lot of referrals from Child Protective Services, and that we work together with them. Some of our internal projects that we do here, we do offer like Thanksgiving meals during that time if there's families that, can't provide that meal during that time. We do have like a giveaway where they get the turkey and the trimmings and a pie, a gallon of tea. We also do a Christmas giveaway. This past year, we had like about 80 Christmas trees that are fully decorated. And we get those from Methodist hospitals, and they bring them like 2-3 weeks before. And if we have a family that is in need or they don't have a tree, then we put them down on the list, and then they come on that day that they're giving them away. They come and pick them up. And they're like 6-foot Christmas trees that are fully decorated, and they're themed differently. And there's some like really cute ones. So they kind of like pick and choose what tree they want. We do have a Child Abuse Awareness Month. As you know, April is Child Abuse Awareness. Internally here, we kind of have a campaign just to promote that. If you haven't, Child Safe has the cardboard kids, and the reveal day is April the 4th. So we're doing that here and kind of getting the cardboard kids distributed. We distribute those with our families, and they can take it home and work on them together at home, and then bring them back, and then we'll display them here at our offices and on reveal day. Back to school, we do back to school and holiday gift cards here in San Antonio to help the families. But they do have to qualify as far as attendance. So they have to meet the criteria of attending 80% of the time. And we look at their attendance, and then we kind of like look at the attendance and see if they qualify. And if they do get the family gift card is like one per family. Well, not one per family, but it's per family size. And the back to school are given for every child that is in school from pre-K4 up to high school. And then the family wellness seminar is the one that I had talked about that we do annually. And we bring in speakers, and that's just like a fun time for the families to kind of get away. We have speakers on certain topics. Like last year we brought, I don't know if you're familiar with David's Legacy. Are you guys familiar with David's Legacy? David is a young boy in the Alamo school district that committed suicide due to bullying. And after that happened, the family created David's Legacy to promote awareness. And I think they passed a law to make sure that we are involved in making sure that the awareness is brought, to stop. Because we hear a lot about bullying and all those things that affect our young kids nowadays. So we brought them. There was another speaker. So we bring several speakers and they speak. It's just kind of like different workshops. We provide a breakfast. We provide lunch during that day. And we also have childcare. So we do have that annually. So they look forward to that. So those are just a little bit about our program. We do have Spanish and English. We do have, we have dads in the group. We have couples that come. So it's just not for the moms. So we do have dads that come to the classes as well. So the process is really, really easy. Say, Nina has like a parent that would like to attend. She can give me the phone number and the name, and I can contact the family. Or if you give us a list, we will also contact them. And then we send them the enrollment form. And they just have to like fill it out electronically, send it back to us. We'll talk about what day and time works best for you. We give them the day and the time. The class is an hour and 15 minutes virtually. And then we give them the Zoom code, and then we'll see you like the following week. And then they just log on, just like we logged into this meeting. So it's really, really simple. It's not really difficult. And the process does not take long. And they can attend, it's ongoing, so they can attend as long as they want. For some of the CPS classes, they have like maybe certain weeks, but we always try to encourage them to stay. So it is a really great program and the families love it. And we also do a survey where they call the families and just kind of like check in, what do you really like about the program? What is it that you dislike? What can we change? Things like that. But the majority of the part, they really do enjoy it. And it's also a good time for the families to just kind of get away. Sometimes you have some of the moms that are at home, and this gives them the opportunity, like an outlet to meet other people and be in the classroom. That's why we have the childcare, so that way they can just focus on themselves and have that time for themselves, because sometimes they don't have that. And they're just busy being a mom and taking care of everybody and everything at home. And this is their time to just have fun, So we come in and 30 minutes of gathering and talking and, fellowship. And then I start the class after that. So any questions?
Hi, Alma. Thank you so much for sharing about all the services that you guys provide. I'm so excited to learn for our Hayes and Caldwell families about the virtual option to attend some of the events that you guys facilitate. So we do have a Parents as Teachers program that oversees
Okay.
Hayes and Caldwell counties. And we often find ourselves as being the go-to referral for those families that are involved with Child Protective Services.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just not a fit because it's kind of intended to be a long-term program.
Yeah.
And so I'm just curious, it sounds like you guys receive a lot of referrals from CPS as well. I'm curious, what do you find to be sort of the expectation that CPS is hoping families to meet? And is there a particular route when we interact with a family that Parents as Teachers isn't feeling like a fit? What's the best route to refer them to some of the virtual services that you guys are providing? Sorry, that was a lot. If you need me to.
And it is, it's the same program. You're familiar. We call it PAT, which is also Parents as Teachers. So it's probably the same format. And you're right, it is a commitment, like I said, of 2 years. And for your families, once they finish, they can jump on and do the ongoing. So we get a lot from like the CPS referrals. We do have a lot of referrals from the moms and sometimes from, you know, events that we go to, but a lot of the referrals come from our moms actually a lot as well. We do have like maybe some that are doing probation and they have to attend classes. So they say, how many classes do I need to do? And really we just refer it back. It depends on your caseworker. So we really don't make that call. And the expectation for us is it's open to anybody. There's no commitment like in the PAT program. Sometimes they leave because they have a job, or, you know, we try to be flexible and say, okay, well, let me put you in another day. Or if you can't come in person, we'll put you, you know, to go virtual. So we always try to do that option because we hate for them to leave. And sometimes they want to continue. So for us, the expectation is just, you know, just coming to class every week. If they miss, we ask, you know, just let us know, because we like to be in communication. So if they don't have no communication, or say they've missed already 3 weeks in a row, and there's been no communication, they are removed from the list. So they can always come back pending that we do have room in that class. The maximum capacity in the in-person is about at least 22. But for virtual, it could, you know, maybe like 25 at the most. We are 5, each of us have 6 groups. I just recently, because we are trying to expand regionally, I just came back from Laredo actually this past weekend because we opened up a class in Laredo and I had 26 enrolled parents. So I went in person just to kind of meet everybody and do it in person, but that one is going to be a virtual class. So this Thursday will be virtual. So it just depends what the family is looking for or the fit as far as the time and the day of the week. So they only need to attend once a week. And we run about 30 groups a week with the 5 of us that have 6. And of course, now I have 7 groups with the Laredo. Did that answer most of your questions, expectations? And then I think you had a second one. How you could always refer clients to us. And then Nina has a flyer for the regional. If they attend 5 classes, they are eligible to get a $25 gift card. And say you're in the class and you bring on Gloria White and she wants to attend. So you get a $10 referral, just a way of saying thank you for bringing her. And she would have to attend at least 3 times in order for that person to get that gift card. But for anybody else that's enrolled 5 classes, they will get a $25 gift card. And I think they're like from Walmart, I believe. Did that answer your questions?
Yeah, I think so. I guess, so this is, the classes that you're providing are separate from your parents as teachers programming.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I am in the department of the parenting class, educational piece, and then there's the parents as teachers, which is the girls that I showed you. We have those 2 programs that we have here. But I think there's like a waiting list right now for that program. But I would have to get with the supervisor to just kind of check in if you're looking at referring there. But as far for our program, you can make any referrals. And, you know, if I don't have a class or time that meets their needs, then I can always check with my coworkers and then check with them.
There was another question in the chat too from Mary, and she was wondering if the stress scale was something that you guys created.
No. It's a formatted, it's a set of 18 questions. And they just answer like, I disagree, strongly agree, that kind of those kinds of questions. And it's just related to like parents, like, I would do anything for my child, I strongly agree, or just questions related, and depending on if they score a 48 or higher, then we, talk to them and, what is going on? Like, why are you feeling stressed, or try to do a referral for them.
So I know that, like Megan said, with our Parents as Teachers program, we get a lot of CPS referrals, and, sometimes they're looking for that, parenting class, right, that they don't have to drive to. We have, not as many options around here as we would like to have. And so often families are having to drive to Austin to do classes and counseling and all kinds of things if they're not gonna, if there's not space in the existing ones. One of our main places is the Greater San Marcos Youth Council. Yeah, but like I said, we serve a two county region that is very big, and so it's really it's hit or miss with that, with availability. But I missed if I think you told me before, but just to clarify, you have classes available in Spanish, or there's separate Spanish classes available?
Yes. So say you have 5 people and they're Spanish speaking only. I do have 3 English and 3 Spanish groups. So then I would plug them in to the Spanish speaking classes. So yes, it's only Spanish speaking, and the English are only English speaking. We've had in the past where we kind of like do a bilingual, but we just kind of want to keep it just Spanish only or English. And for the CPS cases, when they come in, most of the time we see that they just do what they need to do and then they leave. And when they're going to court, we can provide a letter. The system generates a letter that will state all the topics, the dates of the trainings that they went to, which would include the topic for that day. So we don't have a certificate. We have utilized, and the curriculum that we use is by the Texas Nurturing curriculum. It's evidence-based, and we also have used Raising Highly Capable Kids curriculum. I don't know if you've heard of that curriculum. You have, Megan is nodding her head. Yeah, so we do use that. So I am going to use that one, say currently with the Laredo group. So we do the first 3 with the nurturing, and then we're going to go ahead and start doing Raising Highly Capable Kids. So that one's only a 13-week. And then once they finish and graduate, we will provide them with that certificate. And then they will go back and we'll be continuing with the nurturing curriculum. So they're all non-going with us. So that's why the families just kind of stick with us and they love it. And sometimes they say, if I don't come, I miss not coming, or they're just off. They look forward. One mom says, oh my God, this is like my therapy. Like, it's my outlet just to kind of get out. And, and we talk about sensitive things. There's certain topics, some of the families that might have gone with, have had domestic violence. Sometimes they share, or, those difficult, there's one area where we talk about like, safety, and it kind of goes into like body safety and your children. Sometimes the topic of sexual abuse, can pop in. So we do warn the families, especially for the domestic violence. There is only like a relationship topic, just that, just to be mindful, and, there could be some triggers, and if you need to step out, that's okay, because we want to make sure that they're taken care of. Because some of those are sensitive subject areas, and they could be triggering for some, but for the most part, it's, child development, safety with your child, nutrition, relationships, communication, talking with your kids. Like right now we're talking about the teen years, and we talk about, the puberty, and talking to your teens and those difficult subjects of, talking to them about sex and, the drugs and everything that's, happening nowadays. So we just kind of cover all different topics.
Awesome, thank you. And I wanted to ask one more question. When we spoke, you mentioned, and I think this might be really important for a lot of folks who are here, that you guys have dental services and that
Yes, let me talk
access.
about that. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. So it's just not the Wesley Health and Wellness. It's of course Methodist Healthcare Ministries, but we have the couple of clinics, the Dixon and the Wesley Health and Wellness Center. We do provide services to the community, to the underserved population. So we provide services to the population that does not have any health insurance. So if they have Medicaid or private insurance, they cannot receive services from us. So we do have a medical clinic. It kind of looks like a little mini ER, like downstairs. We do have a dental clinic upstairs. So people can, get dental work done, cleanings and things like that. We also have the social work department. In the social work department, they can assist with their utilities are going to be turned off, disconnections. We also have assisted with like rental assistance. They have a food pantry, so you can get a box of food every 4 months, I think. They also offer counseling services as well. And then we have the recreation and enrichment. They offer the Zumba classes in the gym. So it's kind of like, why pay for a membership, right? They can just come here and just do all these classes. And I love to see the older folks, the seniors, they're always here. So I love it because they're still out there, trying to move. And I was like, oh my God, bless their little hearts. They're still getting exercise and still moving. We have a crocheting class. We have a jewelry making, sewing, and I think quilting. So we have those classes and all those are free as well. For the medical and dental, I think it's depending on income, like a sliding scale. It could be less to almost nothing. So it really depends on the income for that. But it is open to the community. But thanks for reminding for that. Yeah, we have all those other services here in our building.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, and the dental stuff really jumped out to me because I remember specifically having a client as a home visitor that was not comfortable with the services we have here for one reason or another. It was just she felt very strongly about it. And so being able to have this as another thing that we can offer or refer to is really great. So
yeah, and I think we're like from north of San Antonio, I think it's like maybe 40 minutes away. We're on the south side. So from 1604 and 281 to our office is about 30 minutes. So you're looking like a little over an hour maybe drive. But from San Marcos to San Antonio, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
If they can
Awesome.
do that. But I don't know if anybody here works with any families in the San Antonio area. I don't know. Everybody is from the San Marcos. Okay.
Hayes and Caldwell County. So St. Marcos, Kyle, Buda, Lockhart, Luling, Dripping Springs,
Okay.
Kimberly. Yeah. So it's the vast area. Yeah.
And it's all rural. So I can, and I think, I don't know if you're finding it, like you said, resources are a little bit limited and maybe, for parenting and being that if you get some CPS referrals, the virtual classes would work great.
Yeah. And there's one more question in the chat. Remy was asking if the parenting programs are limited to children of a certain age.
We do have, it's basically 18 and under. I know like for the special groups, they are older. They can, they can attend like for the ones in person that we've have. But are you saying for themselves or for them to also as a resource for their own children? Because we provide the services. It would be.
Remy, we can't hear you. Your mic isn't working. Always with the IT issues, I feel like. And she has the IT husband, so
Oh. So when we provide services, I guess like when we have the childcare, So it's 17 and under that could attend the childcare. But like I said, so some of the in-person classes that I have kind of covered, there are children in the daycare that are older than 18. If that is what they're asking.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
hear
Remy
me?
just, yes.
Okay, I just had to, yeah, so I work with the PAP program as well, and so that's what I was thinking, is that a lot of times parents do want to continue getting some kind of support when they transition out of our program, and so I feel like the parenting classes are a really good way for parents to stay engaged and get those
Yes.
resources when they're no longer eligible to receive parents as teachers. And it sounds like y'all have some availability for evening classes, which is really
Yes.
nice for
Yes.
people who are working and their kids are in school. So
Mhm.
like I pulled this up on y'all's website, and I'm already thinking about a couple of families, like specifically someone I still chat with who her son graduated, but he has special needs, and she's still been dealing with getting a diagnosis for him. And I know that she's looking to, connect with other parents and navigating this situation. So it'd be really helpful for her to
Yeah.
be able to tap into this.
And it serves as a good support group for those families, because it's like, I'm not alone. It's like, I'm dealing with this, and maybe another parent is dealing with the same issues, and they can relate totally. So we do have 2 workers that do have those the classes that have families with special needs. And we do try to kind of like tweak the lesson a little bit to kind of tie in for the specific families that have children with special needs. So they feel like, they're getting, something out of the class, and, they can relate to some of those issues that they might be also experiencing. So yeah, that would be a great thing if, you would like to refer. It's Aida and Dayanara. They're the 2 that have those groups. And I know it can
And
be stressful for the families. Go ahead.
oh no, sorry. Thank you. I was just going to share with everyone, I will be I have 2 flyers, one in English and one in Spanish, that I'll be sharing with everybody in the follow-up email. So you'll have that you can share with your families, and there's a little QR code on there that will take them to the information that they need.
Mhm. And like I said, the process is really simple. We could just email them the form. They don't even need to print it. They just fill it out electronically. I understand it works best on the computer, not as well on the phone if they're trying to fill it out. And then, we do talk to them first, what class are you looking at? I do have, like, say, Wednesdays, we do have some classes after 5 o'clock, like 5 to 6:15, 5:30 to 6:45. So we do have some English, and I think 1 or 2 Spanish after 5 o'clock, to accommodate those needs for families that work during the day.
Awesome. Any other questions about the program or Methodist Healthcare Ministries, parenting resources? All
And those
right.
families can join us, too, in the annual field trip. I have a family, one mom from Laredo, and then she actually has a sister here, and she's also in my class. I feel like if you want to make the trip out here, I'll put you on the list. So she's on the list, and she's going to be going to SeaWorld. So we'll provide lunch that day and giving each family a fanny pack, and we're buying those tickets. And I know that during that day, they can also buy season passes at a really great discounted price. I think last year they could buy an annual season pass for like $30 or $35.
Wow. That's awesome. What a fun field trip. Take me.
Yeah, you can come join. I told you, you can also join the program. I'll enroll you, and you can be in one of the.
Awesome. Awesome. And Alma, thank you so much. This is really, really great information. And if you want to go ahead and put your email in the
Yes, I was gonna
chat.
do that. Mhm.
Awesome.
I was gonna do
Awesome.
that. So my
Yeah.
number, this is my cell, 2560 if after you think of a question, you know, please feel free to text me. So it's 213-2560, and then there's my email as well. Because sometimes you think about a question, or if you're working with a family and something comes up, that you'll think about it later. So
Let's see here. Is that in the chat?
Miss
oh,
Olive?
I'm sorry. I think I sent it directly to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't see
sorry.
that. Let me change it to everybody. I'm so sorry about that.
Mary, only you get the information.
She's special. She's my
She's-
special friend. She gets special.
She's got all the inside knowledge. Well, awesome, Alma. Thank you so much for your presentation today. I super appreciate you. And hopefully you can stick around with us. I know that you've got a super busy schedule today.
I can stick around a little bit longer. I don't mind. So, and also I was going to mention, I will be, I don't know if any of you will be at this event, but I will be there in April 27th, Dia de los Niños. There's an event there. And if any of you have any, you know, I can do a presentation directly to your team members, to your staff. I can do that as well. But I will be in the San Marcos area for that event, Dia de los Niños. I think it's from 10 to 1 p.m. on the 27th. It's on a Saturday. So I will be there. Who's hosting it? Oh, Megan. All right. And you are with, what's your company office name?
Action Inc., which is the backbone for this coalition, is hosting the Dia de los Niños event.
Oh, okay.
And we're
I
also
didn't hear the
hosting,
first part.
I'm sorry,
Something
Community Action.
Oh, Community Action Inc. Okay.
Yes. And then, which is the backbone organization for this coalition. And then we are also hosting simultaneously at the same time an event called Baby Day, which will be happening down the street. And it's the next thing on Nina's agenda. So I'll turn it over to her.
Right. Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you guys and seeing you over there.
Thank you, Alma.
Thank you so much.
The next thing I wanted to share with everybody is our upcoming events that we've got going on, which is lots of really cool stuff. So Baby Day 2024, whoop, whoop. So this year for Hays County, so Hays County has done this event a couple of times. You know, with COVID, it got a little virtual, and then last year we tried to intertwine it with Baby Day, and they're so very different in sort of what their overall goal is. So this year we decided to try something new. And so we are hosting the two events simultaneously near each other. So like we just mentioned, Dia de los Niños will be held at Park Plaza here in San Marcos. And then just about a block over at the San Marcos Public Library, we will have Baby Day. So we're really encouraging families to use the shared use path that runs between the Park Plaza from the river and goes all the way to the San Marcos Library. And along the shared use path, we've also been lucky enough for Workforce Solutions to sponsor a roll and read for us. So we'll have a bilingual roll and read going along that pathway to kind of encourage families to go that route and and attend both events. If you're not familiar with these two events and sort of why we decided to split them up this year, Dia de los Niños is a culturally specific event that is just like Mother's Day or Father's Day, right? Where it's specifically to celebrate children. It's a big fiesta, and so there will be lots of different vendors there and all kinds of games, bouncy houses, mariachi, and live music, and all kinds of things. So it's definitely a fiesta vibe. And Baby Day is a little bit different. It's definitely a joyful event. It's definitely a celebration. But the big difference is that it's very, very directed to children between the ages of 0 to 3. So when we think of activities that we bring for children of all ages versus activities that we bring specifically for children age 0 to 3, those are going to look very different. And on top of that, the overall goal of Baby Day is to really focus on that relational health awareness of, giving families opportunities to learn more about activities that they can use to bond with their child. Activities that will really focus on that shared attention between caregiver and child. So we've got a number of different providers that will be attending that, and it will look different. It will look more like birth workers, people who work in the postpartum space, people who specifically work with that 0 to 3 community. So definitely sort of just two different vibes, and a little bit more quieter for babies, but we'll have a soft play area. There will be some live interactive sessions. For example, the San Marcos Public Library will be facilitating like a book walk to show parents how to walk their children through books. And Alex just posted the link in the chat to Baby Day. And we'll also have a baby and mama yoga session as well. So we're still looking for a couple of different community partners. So if you feel like you could contribute to this, please feel free to reach out to the coalition email or to my email, and I will get back to you. Or I still have space for one more 15 to 30-minute interactive learning session. So, and we can talk more about that if that sounds like something that you're interested in. So we're really excited to be having this event and to be doing it in this way. There'll be lots of goodies and giveaways and all kinds of fun stuff at both events. But this is something to share with your families. And I recommend that if they have the littles, to definitely encourage them to attend Baby Day. And then once they've done their, if it's not nap time yet, they can stroll on down to Dia de los Niños and kind of check out what's going on there and get some goodies and things in both places. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then also, and I'm Mary and Deanna, I'm so glad you guys are here today, because I was like, I don't have a whole lot of specific details, but I'm very excited that this is going to be the first Baby Day for Caldwell County. And so we're very excited about that. And they're doing things a little bit differently. So if one of you would like to share a little bit more about how you guys are handling this event and organizing this event, I'll let you guys take the lead.
So Nina, I was just going to let you know, actually, I invited Stephanie and Bertha from our public library. Lockhart ISD is kind of partnered with them, and they are taking on the project and doing a great job with it. We do have flyers. Stephanie, do you want to talk about, because we are too doing Baby Day and Dia de los Niños, same day, different times.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So Stephanie is from our public library.
Yes. Bertha Martinez couldn't be here. She had an appointment to attend. So we are going to have Mary Bryan here. She'll be talking a little bit about her Parents as Teacher program. We're going to have some interactive activities. We went over the flyers that were sent to us, we're going to do the movement and physical development. We're going to take care of the language communication development area, the social and emotional development, and the cognitive development. So we're going to have like tummy time with the babies. We're going to have baby sign language. We're doing like a little packet to give to them. We're doing soothing sensations. So we're going to have some lotion, some convulse, so parents can have interaction with their child. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous because I didn't think I was going to talk today. So, okay. And then story time. So we ordered books. We ordered books for our people who are going to attend. So we'll have a little story time, and then we'll do some songs and some rhymes and give them a book for attending our program. We're also going to have, what else? Let's see here. Oh yeah, Parents and Teachers going to be here. We reached out to Texas Health and Human Services. His name is Abraham. He'll be here too to talk a little bit. So we're going to set up like little stations, and everybody can go and visit each station. So this is our first time. But we're really excited, and I'm a little nervous about it. So we'll see how it turns out.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's going to be great, so don't be nervous. Really, I always feel like if one person comes and enjoys themselves and learns literally anything, then it's been a successful event. So, I try to keep the bar low that way. So it always works
we
for
were
me.
thinking about doing like Dia de los Niños and Baby Day together, and we decided to do it separate. So we are having a Dia de los Niños event here on April 30th. But that's going to be that evening, Tuesday evening instead.
Okay.
But we wanted to just focus on the babies, and like I said, it's the first time, so we're gonna just try it out and see if that works. So
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, so for Caldwell County, please share this information with your families. And from my understanding, since you guys are having speakers, I mean, that's sort of what is making this event kind of unique, is that you're having the activities. It's a small space. So
yes,
having
yes,
the activities, but then also sort of more of a presentation
yes,
for parents, to
yes.
kind of get that information in a very direct way. So I totally appreciate that, and I think that it's gonna be great.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Alex, is there anything, Alex is our first 3 years guru. And if there's anything else that you want to add about this event.
No, I mean, you guys did a great job of covering everything. This is, one of the first times that we're really trying to ensure that we have lots of events happening simultaneously across the state. So you can see on the website, if you pull up the locations, obviously San Marcos and Lockhart are represented there. But yeah, we have Baby Day events happening all across the state on April 27th, and we're really excited about that. So many different communities have stepped up to host these events and use the activities that were provided in the support that we're giving to hosts. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Like you said, even if just a couple of families show up and have a great time, it's a success.
Yeah. Yay. Awesome. Thank you. So if anybody from Hays or Caldwell County, there's still some time, right? This isn't until April 27th. So if this is something that you feel like your agency wants to get on board with, or you want to learn more about, see if maybe there might be space for you. As far as Hays goes, definitely reach out to Start Smart, Hays Caldwell at communityaction.org, or you can message me directly. And then for the Caldwell event, who is the best point of contact for you guys if they're interested in getting involved?
They can contact Bertha Martinez at the library, our public library, or they can contact me over at Lockhart ISD Central's office. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I will, if you have Bertha's email address and are able to put that in the chat, or I can get it later. That way I can send it with all the info in the follow-up email for anyone who wasn't able to.
I also forgot to mention we're going to have 412 Kids. It's a nonprofit organization here in Lockhart. They'll be here too. And WIC, we reached out to WIC, and they're going to have a table set up, and some daycares. We have a couple of new daycares here in Lockhart, and so maybe them being here will they'll get some new members to join their daycare.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate it.
And I'll add Bertha's email to the chat.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So any thoughts or questions about Baby Day? Okay. So next up, something I'm really excited about, because for some reason I really struggled with a couple of these things, finding places to order car seats en masse, that they could be delivered all at one time. I feel like we had to really do some interesting workarounds, but we found a really great place, and now I'm like super stoked to be doing more of these events all over Hays and Caldwell. So we have our first official, at least hosted by Start Smart, car seat distribution event happening, and that's going to be the weekend right after Baby Day. So things are happening really fast. And that registration will open on Monday. I will be sure to send that information to the coalition first thing Monday morning. So the car seat event is going to have a bilingual presenter from Dell's Kids in Cars program. They will be talking about car seat safety, installation, and legal requirements for every single stage, right? So starting with the back rear facing for infants all the way up to boosters for older kids, and specifics on how to keep kiddos the most as safe as we can make them while they're in the car. And then also so families will kind of better understand what's required of them. I will tell you from my experience, when I attended one of these last year and was able to listen in on the presentation, I learned things. I was like, I didn't realize all these things about car seats. So there's always something to learn. So it's definitely a really, really great and useful presentation. So we'll be having this one at Bonham Elementary in San Marcos. And we ask that families be present for the presentation. And then after we're done, we're going to give them a car seat. And they're able to get a car seat for every kiddo that needs one in their household. So, last year we had grandma come and she got, car seats for her grandkids, right? So there was multiple as she was walking out the door. And as long as they're registered for that amount of car seats, so that we're prepared, it should be fine. So when I send out that registration form on Monday, and if you go through it, the registration form is in English and Spanish. So there's just one form, and they'll indicate how many car seats they need for each child. So it will ask just the name and the birth date of each child, just to ensure that there's just one per child that is needed. And if the registration form doesn't suit their needs, like they need more than what the registration form is allowing them to, or something different, then, they can go ahead and email me and we can work that out. And all that information is on the registration form. So we're really excited to be having this. And I'm always looking for partners to host other car seat distribution events in other communities. San Marcos, and I sort of kid about this, but it's true. It's sort of my guinea pig ground with a lot of these events because I just know more people here. It's where I'm from. More contacts. I know the landscape better, but for places like Luling, Lockhart, Kyle Buda, Wimberley, Dripping Springs area, providers who are more familiar with those different areas, I'm definitely looking for ideas on, where's the best place that we can host this, right? Who is someone who would like to partner with us that will sort of be able to know what the community needs are. So, if you are in one of those outside communities, is this only for children that live in Hays and Caldwell counties? No, it's not. We're hosting it here in San Marcos, but I think that if, we're not requiring any documentation of where or not they live. In the registration form, I do ask, do you live in Hays and Caldwell County? And there's a response for no. And so this is really just for us to get a better idea of who's showing up. Yes, and as Megan said, families must register in advance for each size of car seat because we are limited. So we want to make sure that, we're prepared for everything that everyone's going to need. So if someone shows up and says, oh, I didn't register, we're likely not going to have the car seats available. So really push that. Thank you, Sarah. There are no income requirements.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Amber, oh, go ahead.
I'm so sorry, Nina. Virtual is so hard to know when the right moment is to say something. I was just gonna say, we are planning on having more of these events. So if we do run out of supplies, that there will be other opportunities. Also, if we happen to run out of a certain size, we can work with folks to get them something ordered. We just won't necessarily have it ready that day. But if they attend the class, we can guarantee them a car seat at some point, hopefully on the day of, but if not, we can make it work and get it to them another time.
Yes, thank you. That is, I hadn't even thought that far through this yet, so I'm glad that you said that, because that is, that'll be really important. So can anyone register? Are there any income requirements? Anyone can register. There's no requirements, just that they've registered and they've indicated how many car seats and what type that they need. If someone is expecting, but the baby isn't here yet, yes. I think there's not a space for that on the registration. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because I can add that to have a prenatal option. So I can add that as an option, so that way we can include those families too. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Alma. And awesome. And Deanna, I'll be sure to follow up with you about doing an event in Lockhart. And yes, as Megan said, the only thing that they need to do is just to be able to register. And I will be sending out a flyer. Yes. So yes, Alma, definitely. I will be sending out this flyer. I have in both English and Spanish. So Monday morning, first thing, that's going to go out to everybody on the coalition email list. So feel free to share that with your networks. And like Megan said before, we plan on, now that we've got down our distributor, which was really one of our biggest hurdles, was finding someone who could deliver, 100 car seats at one time. So now that we've gotten over that big hurdle, we are going to be doing more of these events. So if, families aren't able to attend this one, or, we run out, like Megan said, don't worry, we will have other options in the future. And if the family attends the session, but there's, they register, I don't know. I assume that if they register that there will be car seats, but if not, for some reason, we run out of that particular type of car seat that they need. Like Megan said, we can order it and then just go ahead and either, and maybe have them come pick it up from the office. So yeah, so very excited about this, and things are going to be running pretty smoothly from that. And then moving on to our spring networking event. I'm very excited to share these events, because I know that this is stuff that, like months ago kind of talked about as being sort of in the cloud of ideas. So we're hoping to host a provider appreciation networking event that is somewhere around the National Child Care Provider Appreciation Day. And that day is May 10th. And I have Sandy to thank for her knowledge on this, that this day even exists, right? I had no idea, and how perfect and timely it could be. So May 10th is technically the day. We plan on having this in San Marcos. But since May 10th is also the weekend of graduation, we decided that we'll have to either have it a couple of days before that or the week after. So right now we're still tying down the specific date and location, but we will be inviting the entire coalition. We've got quite a big email list, and then sending out invites to agency and child care center directors specifically. Part of the goal of this event is not just to show our appreciation for all of the hard work that you do in your community, and just being present and being amazing, and all of it, just getting to know each other, not over a Zoom meeting and all that good stuff. But also the goal is to increase coalition participation, let people know that we're out here, and that, in different ways that they can be engaged. So, Sandy had a great idea. It was sort of like invite a director and encourage them to bring a director friend, right? So, we really want people who are a good fit for the coalition. Oftentimes these are people in decision-making capacities, or just who know the community that they're serving very well, so that we can have their input when it comes to ways that we can participate in their communities. And so if anyone is interested in attending the next planning meeting, if you have ideas, if you're like, event planning is my jam, I've been waiting all year for someone to ask me to help plan an event, you can just reach out to us, and I will definitely include you in our shenanigans when it comes to that. So looking forward to that. And then we have our monthly PD series. So this has been going really well, and very proud of everyone who's been involved. We have been working really closely together with the Help Me Grow Central Texas Collaborative. We've been working with the Success by Six Williamson County, and now that they have a contact person, the Success by Six Travis County, those coalitions, for us to work together and make this PD series happen. So these are free monthly professional development opportunities for early childhood educators. I do have a provider list that I've been emailing this out to, but I'm always happy to add people to that list. So if you're not sure if you're getting these emails, or if a provider that you work with maybe is not getting these emails, please send me that information. I will add them to the list. These are generally on the third Saturday of every month, starting at 9 a.m., adjusted for holidays. And the really great thing about this is, last year, I believe we talked a lot about the PDG assessment that they completed when it came to the state of early childhood in Texas. And one of the things that was identified was for an early childhood educator, how difficult it was to find decent professional development that was quality, and that didn't cost them anything. And B, the fact that they were doing professional development during unpaid hours. And usually were unable to attend because they were during the week. So this is why we have them on Saturday. And then in an effort to try to pay people for their time, we do give $25 Visa gift cards to the first 25 attendees who registered and then attended the event. So generally the last couple of that we've had, I've been able to give everybody a gift card, which has been really great because it's been like around 20 to 22 people. So it's been wonderful. We send them through snail mail, and I'm excited that we're able to do that. So for April, we are going to be meeting our work group that includes the coalitions I mentioned, as well as the Georgetown Project, because this is something that they're really, really good at. So I get lots of good ideas from them. So our work group will be meeting again in April to plan out the series for the rest of the year from June to December. So if you or anybody in your agency is a TextPeds registered trainer and they are interested in facilitating one of these workshops, you can have them reach out to me with a workshop proposal to let us know what they would like to offer. These are paid opportunities for TechPeds trainers. So we're offering $250 for the training. So, this is something that they could, benefit from, and we want everyone to feel valued. So if you have people in your networks that you would like to share this information with to provide training, please send them my way. So my next one coming up, being hosted or facilitated by Patricia Vargas, who's on the line with us, and who works at Head Start with us here at Community Action. She's going to be doing bringing nature into the classroom. We thought it was a perfect fit because it's April 20th, which is going to be Earth Day this year. So we've got that. And so the registration is set up. And once again, I will be including all of this in the follow-up email that you can share with your networks. Are there any questions about any of this stuff I just covered? The car seat distribution events, the monthly PD series, any comments, anything that you guys want to share? Okay, awesome. Okay, and we're running out of time, and I want to give everyone a chance to share any community events. So we'll try to run the rest of these slides really quickly. But Megan, I can let you share some of our Bright by Text info.
Sure. Honestly, it's just data to let you guys know where we're at with subscribers and just to really encourage you to submit your community messages. Yeah, if you want to click to the next slide, you can see our active accounts and the number of children associated. Here's our sign up and unsubscriber activity. We've hit some higher subscriptions recently in the last couple of months, just in the 20+ range per month. There's a category they're calling integration in the reports. I have not been able to attend the last webinars that they've hosted, so I'm not sure what that means, but it has increased our sign-up activity, which is great. It means more people in our community have been added to the pool of folks that are receiving our messages, as well as just the National Bright by Text Child Development info. And then we've had a few folks to unsubscribe. You know, I always just speculate that people just start realizing they don't want to get more text messages, and I respect that. We hope that they want to stay engaged, but you know, natural that there'd be some level of recidivism over time. You want to click to the next slide. These are the community messages that were sent out. Shout out to Greater San Marcos Youth Council. They do a really great job of sending in community messages to promote their events. Always really excited to be able to push those out. Just a reminder that the number of recipients is specific to the age groups and the zip codes that are included in your request. So we can send messages out that are specific to the zip code level, to the county level, and then by age group as well. And so on the first slide, you saw that our total subscriber count was somewhere north of 450. I don't remember super specifically the filters that were put on this particular message, but you can see it's 403. That's less than our total number of subscribers. Part of that is just due to some of the filters of age and area and region that we're trying to target with that message. URL view counts just means that when people get the text message, there's always a link that goes to an event page or a flyer with more information. And so you can see the number of folks that actually click on the link and investigate further. And then the kind of percentage over all the number of recipients. And then you can go to the next slide, Nina. Just a reminder that we have this community message request form. It's pretty brief. It is the minimal amount of information that we need in order to push out a community message. We would love to promote the events that you are doing via our Bright by Text platform and want to figure out better ways that we can utilize this service that we pay for. One of the projects that I have in mind, we have, I don't know, Nina, if you were able to introduce, our coalition team has grown in terms of the staff that are supporting this program, or this initiative, I should say. So as you all know, we had Nina join our team, she's our first official paid coalition staff person, which is exciting to have someone totally dedicated to coalition coordination and support. And then just in the last couple of weeks, we were able to hire an administrative assistant, Gabriella, who I think is on the call. Don't worry, I won't make you say anything unless you really want to. But so excited to have some administrative support just to help Nina with some of these small tasks. And so one thing that we may have Gabriella do is just go through some community calendars and see what events are going on in the community and start creating messages in the Bright by Text system to start pushing them out. If you happen to be hosting an event and we find it on a calendar, you may get an email from Nina, Gabriella, or myself saying, hi, we'd love to create a text message to go out to our Bright by Text folks. So we want to do a little bit more of the legwork in promoting some of these events, but we'd also love to hear from you. My brief run through about what Bright by Text is, if you've not heard it before. It is a text-based service that is free for caregivers of children prenatal up through age 8. Bright by Text sends out developmental information from a curated library of national resources like PBS and 0 to 3 and lots of other like big name folks in the child development space across the country. It's really great, high quality information. And there's also a component that is for community-based organizations like us to send out information about local events that are going on. The only requirement for these messages, the community messages, is that it is a free event that is supporting caregivers. That's it. So it's another way to get the message out about all the wonderful work that you're doing. And we'd love to promote it. Yeah, reach out if you have any other questions. And like I said, you'll probably be hearing from one of us about upcoming events that you have that we want to push out through Bright by Text. So sorry, a little longer than I expected, but wanted to say all of that. Thanks, Nina.
No, perfect. Thank you. And yes, welcome to Gabby. Sorry, she prefers Gabby. As soon as we started this meeting, I was like, oh, I forgot to add that. So yes, I'm so excited to have her assistance. And so you'll be hearing more from both of us in the future. So yay. So just moving on, and I'm just going to take a couple of minutes on this to give everyone an opportunity to share anything from their agencies. So just advocacy opportunity, and if anyone else has any thoughts on this Prop 2 stuff, please feel free to come off mute or share in the chat. So I did send a little bit of this info out with a newsletter in February, I believe. If you're not familiar with Proposition 2, this was intended to give childcare providers a tax exemption for their property taxes. The idea being that they have so many costs and there's overhead and they have a hard time paying teachers and providing childcare at a rate that parents can afford, so that this might be something that might assist with that. So they were overwhelmingly voted yes to this. And so the tricky part about this is that even though the proposition has passed, it's up to, in pure Texas fashion, it is up to each state and county to implement this. So there's not any like just sort of blanket implementation happening. That's probably not going to happen for Hayes Caldwell before this tax season. Unfortunately, we weren't ready to sort of mobilize the way that I wish we had been. So the goal now is really just to make sure that this isn't that this is getting prioritized so that everything can be done, and so that come next tax season, these childcare providers can receive these tax breaks and this exemption. And as you can see here, to be eligible, the childcare provider needs to participate in the CCS program, which also makes them a Texas Rising Star provider, and maintain enrollment of at least 20% of children who are on scholarship. And if a property owner or a landlord is leasing a facility, they have to actually show or sign an affidavit that says that they are passing on those savings in the form of reduced rent to the childcare provider. So this is for providers who own the building they operate out of, larger centers, and then also those that are leasing. And so sort of where we're starting, what can we do? How do we sort of get this information out? Well, first of all, we cover such a large area. So not only do we need to talk to our county commissioners, but we also need to be talking specifically to our city council members and mayors. And because we cover so much, right, it's really difficult, like Success by Six, Travis County, they were a little bit more established and they were sort of able to jump on this quickly and they were prepared. Fortunately for them, they have one county, one city council that they had to sort of work with. So for us, this looks, like a broader and definitely more conversations. So definitely having these conversations, bringing them up to your local representatives. If you go to childcare relief, childcaretaxrelief.com, where you can see that's where I got this information here. And I'll also share this in the follow-up email. They have templates, email templates, and op-ed templates, a lot of resources that you can easily just send out to people in your community. Really just, and sorry for the typo, creating awareness by talking with friends, sharing this on social media, right? Whether for your agency or your personal, and really just trying to figure out who in your community can sort of lead this by being someone who's going to be talking with a representative, or a representative who's going to lead this, right? So someone in the city council who says, I'll pick this up and I'll, do my best to use my voice to make sure that this happens so that we're going to be ready. Childcare is a crisis right now, across the nation, but Hays and Caldwell County, our families really struggle with this. So anything we can do to support our childcare providers is really essential. And then also just making sure that city officials are communicating with the county appraisal district, because they're going to be the ones that are going to have to review all of these applications from the childcare providers. Or from, or the landlords, whoever it is that's going to be applying for this exemption. So definitely check out this website if you want more specific information. They also host webinars or have some recorded webinars on this as well, so you can learn a lot more and then go out into your communities. My hope is that the coalition can really encourage this and try to follow up and support anyone who's doing this work in their city. So I know that here in San Marcos and with Hays County, we'll definitely be reaching out there. And as we get more comfortable, not necessarily comfortable, but I guess just better understand the process of how to implement this, we'll be able to continue to provide support for others who are going to be doing this in their communities as well. Any thoughts or conversation on that? Cool. So just a reminder about our coalition member agreements. Always send out in our follow-up email. Definitely want to try to prioritize this as we move forward and continue to grow our coalition. It really shows an evidence of commitment and shows that, we want to make sure really overall that there's always going to be somebody in your agency, regardless of staff turnover or anything like that. That is, there'll always be someone who is dedicated to be coming to these coalition meetings and engaging in the coalition meetings. Diana, I see your question. The Carseat distribution event, that information will be emailed out to the coalition first thing on Monday morning when that registration opens. Okay, so now to the fun part for me, because I get to be quiet, which is community announcements. So I would love to hear from anybody who's got anything coming up in your agency, any events, programs, changes in staffing, big questions, anything going on in y'all's communities. Now is the time to share it with the coalition.
Hi, Nina. This is Sandy, and I'm going to ask Erica McDaniel if you're on the line, or Gabriella Westbrook if you're on the line, to give a shout out for your April 20th event. If you're not, I'll do the best to do that, but would prefer for you to shout it out.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Sandy. Thanks for prompting that. Yes, so we are excited to host a early care and education career fair, a job fair, on April 20th in Round Rock. I'll have a flyer that I can share with you, Nina, that you can push out. So it's specifically for childcare providers. Employers can sign up to have a table and meet candidates. You can also share that with families who are maybe looking for employment. I know that this is hosted in Round Rock, so if providers in the area have a need and would like something focused more in Hays Caldwell, have them shoot me an email. We're happy to accommodate there if there's interest. We'd love to set that up.
Thank you, Erica.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you. That sounds amazing. Any other community announcements that you would like to share? Guys, well, I won't hold anyone hostage, and I'd love to give you back this last 5 minutes of your day. So thank you guys so much, as always, for all of the work that you were doing in your communities. We appreciate each and every one of you in your role so very much. And I also very much appreciate that you make the time in that busy schedule to attend these coalition meetings. I know how busy everyone is. I'll be sending that email here in a couple of days. So if there's anything that you'd like for me to add to that, please let me know. But otherwise, it has been a pleasure. And our next meeting will be on May 21st, and we will be hybrid. So I hope to see you then. And thank you so much for your time.